Hello everyone. In this class we are going to learn the binding energy and its variation with mass number or the binding energy curve. Okay. What is the binding energy? Binding energy is the energy required to the breaking of the nucleus. What are the constituents of the nucleus? Protons and neutrons. Okay. See, there is a nucleus containing protons and neutrons. Okay, binding energy, it is the energy required to break the nucleus and to separate the protons and neutrons. Okay, the binding energy is the energy required to complete breaking of the nucleus into the separate protons and neutrons. Okay, the neutrons and the protons within a nucleus are held together by a strong attractive force. There is a strong attractive force between the protons and the neutrons among the nucleons. Therefore, to break a nucleus into its constituents, one has to be apply some energy against this attractive force, and this negative force is known as the binding energy. If del M represents the mass defect, then the binding energy is, see here we have the equation del E is equal to del M into c square, that is the binding energy, where c is the velocity of light. Del E represents the energy equivalent called the binding energy of the nucleus. It is the measure of the stability of nucleus. Okay, when the protons and the neutrons are assumed to be elementary constituents of the nuclei, then from the definition of the binding energy we have the EB of the nucleus can be expressed as EB is equal to Z, that is the number of protons into the mass of the proton, plus A minus Z represents the number of neutrons into the mass of the neutron, minus the total mass of the nucleus into c square. This is the binding energy formula. Okay, this is regarding the binding energy. What is the binding energy and their formula? Okay, then we have to know the binding energy per nucleon. If A is the mass number, that is the total number of nucleons in the nucleus, then we have the formula EB, that is the binding energy is equal to Z into MP plus A minus Z into Mn minus the mass of the nucleus into c square, where Z is the number of protons, MP mass of the proton, A minus Z represents the number of neutrons, then Mn represents mass of the neutron, and M into capital M represents the mass of the nucleus, and C is the velocity of light. Okay, adding and subtracting the mass of Z electrons on the right hand side, we get, here in this equation we can add Z and subtract Z. Okay, we get EB is equal to Z into MP plus ME plus A minus Z Mn minus Mn plus Z into Me into c square. Here we add and subtract the mass of the electron. Okay, mass of the electron on RHS. Me represents the mass of the electron, but we have, see, Mp plus Me represents the Mh, that is the mass of the hydrogen atom. Here in this equation Mp plus Me represents Mh, and Mn plus Zme represents the capital M, that is the atomic mass. Then adding these two terms in equation, we get the equation, see, EB is equal to Z into MH plus A minus Z into Mn minus M into C square. Then EB is equal to A into Mn minus Z Mn minus Mh minus M into C square. Dividing both sides by the mass number A, we get the average binding energy per nucleon, that is dividing the mass number A, AB upon A is equal to, here A get cancel, only remains there Mn minus Z upon A, Mn minus Mh minus M upon A into C square. Okay, now let us add and subtract 1 from RHS of this equation, so that EB upon A is equal to Mn minus 1 minus Z upon A, Mn minus Mh minus M upon A minus 1 into C square. Modifying this equation, we get Mn minus 1 minus Z upon A, Mn minus Mh minus M minus A upon A into C square. AB upon A is equal to Mn minus 1 minus Z upon A, Mn minus Mh, and this fraction is known as the packing fraction, which is the average binding energy per nucleon. Okay, this equation is the represents the average binding energy per nucleon. Okay, then the next part is variation of binding energy with mass number. Variation of binding energy with mass number. Here's a plot of the binding energy. Here's we have the binding energy and the variation with mass number A. Okay, a plot of the binding energy as a function of the mass number A is a binding energy curve. The binding energy curve is as shown in figure. Then we have the explanation of the binding energy curve. The binding energy per nucleon, that is EB upon A, we already learned about that, for most of the nuclei is found to be nearly equal to 8 mega electron volt. See, the binding energy per nucleon for most of the nuclei is found to be nearly equal to 8 mega electron volt. We have the following conclusion for the binding energy curve. See, what are the conclusions about this binding energy curve? The binding energy curve at first rises steeply. Okay, it rises first steeply, then it shows certain peaks for the 4, 8, 12 and 16 corresponding to the helium, lithium, carbon and oxygen. Okay. After the atomic number 20, it attains a maximum value equal to the 8.79 mega electron volt for the atomic number 56, that is for iron. See, this value, the binding energy EB is 8.79 mega electron volt and the atomic number A is 56. Okay, this is regarding the iron nucleus Fe. Okay, the curve after A is equal to 56, that is the after atomic number 56, shows dropping for a higher values, of mass number becoming 7.6 mega electron volt for the atomic number 238, that is for the uranium. Okay, the binding energy is small for light elements because for light nuclei the number of nucleons in the nucleus is small and are on the surface of the nuclei. See, the binding energy is small for light elements because for light nuclei the number of nucleons in the nucleus is small and are on the surface of the nuclei. Okay, The peaks obtained for a atomic number 2, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. The mass numbers for these cases are even, so the nucleus has tightly bound structure which increases the binding energy. The peaks obtained for a atomic number 2, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. The mass numbers for these cases are even, so that the nucleus has tightly bound structure which increases the binding energy. The nuclei having the mass number 56 are near about most stable because the neutron number for these elements is almost constant. See, the nuclei having the mass number 56 are near about most stable because neutron number is constant. Okay. For heavy elements, due to the increase in the number of protons, the Coulombian force of repulsion increases with decrease of binding energy. For heavy elements, due to the increase in number of protons, the Coulombian force of repulsion increases with decrease in binding energy. Okay. Both the light nuclei for which atomic number A is very less than 56, or the heavy nuclei for which A is very greater than 56, are not stable. That is why energy is liberated when two lighter nuclei combine into the heavier one, that is the fusion reaction. When there is a two nuclei are combined together, that reaction is known as the fusion reaction. Or when the heavy nucleus splits into two small fragments, that reaction is known as the fission reaction. These are the two important. See, both the light nuclei for which A is very less than 56, or the heavy nuclei for which A is greater than 56 are not stable. That is why the energy is liberated when two lighter nuclei combine to heavier one, or when a heavy nuclei split into two smaller fragments, that is the fission reaction. This is the explanation about the binding energy curve. Here we completed the binding energy and its variation with mass number, that is the binding energy per nucleon, and the binding energy curve and their explanation. Okay, understood? I hope you all get it. Thank you.